Okay, so we are freeze drying as a test, just as something to try. This is some marble loaf cake, and we have an idea of what we think it's gonna turn out as, but it's nice and fresh, freshly baked. And no, it isn't homemade. It is store-bought, but we want to give some snacks a try for our canoe trip. So we're gonna slice this up, put it on the tray, and see how it turns out. We are just going to do a single layer, spacing them out. So this is for a Harvest Right, just a small freeze dryer, so 3 tray, and I think it'll take about 24 hours to do this, maybe even a bit less. And I'm hoping that they will come out, because it's nice and soft, I'm hoping that it will come out more like a biscotti. Change of plan. If these freeze dry the way that I think that they're gonna freeze dry, they're gonna be really crunchy. So I'm gonna take them back off and I'm gonna cut them into more of a bite size. Just that will be easier to package up as well. All right, so we changed our minds and I sliced them back up. So now we're gonna get more of, so one slice will have 4 pieces in it. And this will be a bit more manageable. When you freeze dry kind of breads and foods like this, they're gonna come out really, really crunchy. At least that's what I think will happen. And then this way we can either dip them in some chocolate, or you could dip them in your tea or your coffee. Perfect portage snack for camping, for us especially. And I'm very excited to see how they turn out. Okay, so our sliced cake is going in, and it'll turn out like biscotti is what I'm predicting. So the way that the machine works is that it's gonna freeze everything super cold, and then it'll go through the sublimation and pulling out the drying process where it pulls out all the water. So we're gonna put in the door pad to keep it nice and cold inside. We'll give that a close and a lock so that it seals. I'm checking my drain valve to make sure that it's closed, so that way the vacuum will happen. And I'm just going to check my oil, and then we'll be ready. It's freezing right now. It says freezing process will be about 9 hours is what I've set it for, and then it'll flip into the drying process, and hopefully in about 24 hours or so we'll come back and we'll show you the results.
24 hours later.
Okay, so dry time is done. Time on the machine says 25 hours. I actually had to add some time onto it because I was heading out and I didn't want it to stop and finish while I wasn't here. So I added about 3 or 4 extra hours onto the machine. So it's finishing now at 25 hours. So we're gonna open it and see how it goes. So I'm pretty excited. Let's see how it's turned out. Okay, so these are our biscottis, and I think, yep, they feel pretty crunchy. Like they're nice and hard. Oh, there we go. So that's gonna taste like, well, it's our cake, but I'm calling it biscotti. Yeah, those turned out exactly the way that I thought that they would. Pretty good. Okay, so our cake turned out pretty good. I think that it is nice and crisp. Like, I don't know if you can hear that. It's breaking apart really well. I'll do another one for you. It's snapping really nicely, so it's dried really well. It's nice and crunchy. I did try a piece as we were bringing it up. I'm not going to bag it because a couple of the kids here have said that they're gonna eat it. So we're gonna eat it. This was just a test. So this was one of those just little pre-made pound cake kind of type things that you get at the grocery store. We do a lot of canoeing, so this is a nice treat In previous years, I bought the biscotti, and this is exactly the same thing. What I might do for the kids here for short term is I'm going to dip it in some chocolate and they can have it too. That's always a nice treat. But I think this was a real win. They look good. It is no heavier than what it was when I put it in. Sometimes freeze drying, like it makes it a little bit more denser, but with the water being gone, it's nice and crispy. And this was definitely another one that I'll try again. Well, thanks for watching. Let us know what you'd like to see us freeze dry next in the comments below. Sometimes things work out, sometimes they don't. But you never know until you try. And one for you, and one for you.